Yes, we know that there's been a lot of development going on in Ibeju-Lekki, and sport is not aside. Of recently, we know that there'll be the quote and unquote the maiden edition of Chairman's Cup, Ibeju-Lekki Chairman's Cup under 21 championship coming up tomorrow. But beyond that, and I know that there's a lot of reasons for you to have that. What's your aim and your vision for the championship?
Okay, so our vision for the championship is actually to use the platform to to identify and nurture new soccer talents. Nigeria is a country that is abound with a lot of soccer talents, and all of these soccer talents are located in our various communities, neighborhoods, and we as the local governments, we are the third tier of government. So we should be able to support the efforts of the states and federal government, in sports development. And so what we are doing in the Ibeju-Lekki is to contribute our own quota by starting a competition that encourages all the young talents to come around, compete among themselves, and then through that we can showcase their talent to the rest of the world. After the competition, we expect that some of the fine talents that will be discovered, the local government will also support them by introducing them to the various academies and clubs that can help them, grow their skills. Thank you.
Okay, beyond that, like you rightly said, you are very close to the people. What was the people's reaction when you decided to do that? Because we know we have cases of football sport personality who, because of lack of doing nothing, there's nothing immediate about sport in that environment. Is that what you noticed before you decided to do that, or is an add-on to what has always been on ground, which is to nurture and to develop talent in your constituency?
Okay, so in Lagos State generally, the government of Lagos State is doing a lot in terms of supporting our youths in various sectors of the economy. In the area of technology, we're doing a lot in Lagos State, and Ibeju-Lekki is also, not lagging behind. So sports is a competition that brings together all the 7 local governments in Lagos State. We have participated in the past, and from the experience that we have from that competition, we believe that by starting our own local competition, it will become a natural pool of talent from where we can, have our own team, nurture them, and, so they can represent the local government in any national, state, or even international competitions.
So after this competition, what was the next thing for a lot of people, residents of Ibeju-Lekki? What was the next thing? Because there's been so much issue in regards to the fact that we've seen several competition in Lagos. So what is the role model like? What's the pattern like after this?
So if you talk about what we would do after this competition, essentially a team is going to come out of this. We believe that after going through the knockout stages, the preliminaries, we're going to have the best team, first, second, and third. And some teams might not even get to that stage yet. They will have some very outstanding talents. So we have, coaches in Ibeju-Lekki and within a division who have been saddled with the responsibility of identifying those, exceptional talents. And those exceptional talents will be pulled together after the competition to form the first, 11 or thereabout for the local government. That's the local government team. This local government team will be under management. There will be coaches for them, and the local government will continue to support their growth and development.
So now, why football? Because why football? And is that just the only thing we are expecting from me, or we should also be expecting more sports to come on later in the year?
Well, we're not dealing in football alone. Last year we had the first Ibeju-Lekki Beach Carnival,
Okay.
and part of the content that was put together for that carnival was sports and sporting activities and games. In actual fact, we had swimming competition
Okay.
during the Ibeju-Lekki Beach Carnival because it was done at Telephone. So some of our young ones who can swim very well, they were part of that competition. So it's just that we have created different platforms for different, games. This is essentially for soccer, and we are also very, very conscious of the fact that soccer is a very high earning, sport right now, and Nigerians are reputed for having very good and talented soccer stars. So I believe if we do our homework very well, we can discover a lot of young talents in Ibeju-Lekki. They are everywhere, and we just have to discover them.
Do you dream or have in mind that just like we know we have Victor Osimhen, who has done so well for Napoli, came home to Olusoso. Oh, we know it's very close to Oregun, that has this of Vojota. We also know that Taiwo Noyi is also in Kwara State, in his local government there. And do you dream or envisage that in the nearest future we'll have somebody that we know, yes, his background and everything it has to do with Ibeju-Lekki?
Yes, of course, I have that dream. Behind every initiatives in life, behind every action, there must be something propelling you to do that. You must have a vision, and part of our vision is to see that we develop international soccer stars. The two people you mentioned are international soccer stars, Victor Osimhen and Taiwo Awoniyi. And I have a firm belief that Ibeju-Lekki can produce the next international soccer stars for this great country.
Okay, and now it's under 21. I'm sure we've seen so many under 21. Why that age group? And also, we will expect also to see a female version of this, because some reports get to us that in all these there have been so much of men's involvement. How about a female version of the sport, and all that fact that we need to know that what are also things? It's almost a week-long tournament. When are we going to see something close for the women in this aspect?
Well, we're starting with the boys now, and then when we get it right, which I believe, of course, we will expand the scope to cover the other aspects you mentioned. Not starting at all would have been it's not acceptable to us. Let us all start. As we are doing this now, there's going to be a lot of experiences and lessons to learn, and I believe because of the way we are starting, we are going to, attract a lot of interest. Some sponsors are actually identifying with us in this current one. For example, we have the main sponsor, Harmony Gardens Limited, who has really supported the local government for this championship. We have Corona School Trust Council, who have also supported us, and some other individuals. So we believe that, when this edition is done successfully and people see the effort we are putting in it and the result is coming out, definitely there will be more, interest, and so we can expand the scope for the young ladies to also participate, and some other sports, I can assure you.
Yes, we've seen several events, coming 1 year, we don't hear about them. We've seen 2 years no longer in effect. Sometimes this event goes with the administrations on board. And what do you think, what have you put in place that it should go beyond you, or it should just go beyond a year or 2 years? Because the longest sport program in Lagos State, in Nigeria, is the table tennis event at the Tausin Balogun, that's Asoju Oba Cup. We've seen many events, but Asoju Oba Cup has gone beyond the initiator, who is late right now. What have you put in place that this sport should go beyond just the next 2 or 3 years?
Thank you very much for that question. We are very conscious of this fact, and this is why we are not personalizing this competition. This competition is not named after me as a person. It's called the Chairman's Cup. It means that it is named after the institution, the office. And so one of the things that the local government will try and do is to see how we can, you know, put a system in place or like an institutional framework to ensure that this competition is, is done every time. That's one. Two is the fact that the government alone cannot do some of these things. So government must work with the private sector and other stakeholders. And one of the things the private sector, really appreciates is when they see the transparency in what you are doing as a government, they will be able to come and support you. What we did on Wednesday, which was the draw, was part of the, transparent, rules and policies that we put into this, so that the whole world will see exactly what we're trying to achieve, and to give everybody equal opportunity, so that the best among the best can emerge from this program. So for me, we will institutionalize this competition so that it can be run on a sustainable manner. Okay. And we can also explore the area of legislation, like bylaws and stuff like that, which may be put in place to ensure that every administration will put this as part of the sport policy of Ibeju-Lekki local government.
Now, beyond this competition, Ibeju-Lekki is known for the waters. I guess I'm correct. The waters and the surroundings. It's obvious that we have more riverine people, if I may use that word. There's a very, very developed place. What are you putting in place to key into the natural sport, if I may use that? Because more often times we might not have the natural sport. But I think Ibeju should be a sport event, a swimming event community. How do you want to ensure that we do more swimming? Because, even at the national level, swimming is nothing to write home about. Do you have a plan for the people that natural sports is swimming? What's your plan for that sport in Ibeju-Lekki?
Yes, like I said, we started something like that, last year during the Ibeju-Lekki Beach Carnival. The next edition is in November this year at Eleko Beach. And what we did was what they call the local surfing, where some of our young people, if you come to the coastal part of Ibeju-Lekki, you see a lot of young people surf, the ocean using the local plywood and all of that. So this was showcased during the Ibeju-Lekki Beach Carnival. Yes, we know that we have the natural resource in the water, the lagoon, and the Atlantic Ocean. And a lot of our people, because naturally a lot of people were fishermen, so you must be able to swim if you are going to be in the occupation of fishing. And so we are looking in that direction, like I said, but again, we need to put the right systems and facilities in place to be able to, embark on some of these things. But our government is very deliberate about developing the sporting talents of our people. So we'll look at that.
Okay. And we go on this report. We still have you in the house. When we come back, we'll round up. But we go on this report in regards to the draws and also the press briefing of the maiden edition of the Chairman's Cup, Ibeju-Lekki LCDA Chairman's Cup. When we come back, we'll be having our chairman to ask just one question before we let him go.
Let's see. Top FC. Top FC! A round of applause.
In an effort to promote unity and social integration through sport, the chairman of Ibeju-Lekki LCDA, Honorable Engineer Abdullahi Olowa, has kicked off the maiden edition of the Chairman's Cup Under-21 football competition. At a press briefing and draws, Honorable Olowa reiterated the commitment of his administration to promoting the game of football, while emphasizing the need for his people to invest in and promote the game of soccer and grassroots sports.
The Ibeju-Lekki Chairman's Cup, it's one of our ideas that we believe will help in youth development in our local governments. And it is a paradigm shift from what we used to have. And in fact, one of what I considered one of our blue ocean strategies, to build capacities for our young people, nurture their talents, identify them, and support them to greatness.
The Chairman's Cup, which is scheduled to take place at 4 different venues within Ibeju-Lekki, will have 16 registered football clubs based within the local government. Present at the draws is Honorable Oladele Ajayi, Lagos State House of Assembly member representing Ibeju-Lekki Constituency 2, who commended the Honorable Olowa-led administration for being innovative, unique, and showing how passionate he is in the growth of his people and grassroots football.
The social chairman of Ibeju-Lekki, I've done it several times. Today's one is not an exception. So I'm really happy for him putting this one together for the youth of our community, of this local government. They are, as far as I'm concerned, the youth are the future of tomorrow. So there is nothing small that we have done that is too much. So I just appreciate him. I'm happy for him for putting this one together. And at the same time, I'm happy to be part of this exercise.
Honorable Olowa, in an interview with newsmen, stated that the long-term plan for the event is to have a sustainable sports development within Ibeju-Lekki local government area.
So the long-term plan is to have a sustainable soccer league where, the private sector will come into it. I think what this private sector would really need is, the government providing the enabling environment. The government cannot every time intervene, because of lack of resources. But of course, if we provide the enabling environment, the private sector will support us.
Notable dignitaries, which include royal fathers, management staff of the Ibeju-Lekki LCDA, executive members, and the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sport and other stakeholders in sports, are expected to grace the event.
Ibeju-Lekki, I'm sure right now they are the name that you need to look forward to when it comes to sport. But we still have the chairman of the local government area, LCDA, Honorable Abdullahi Olowa. Sir, we know when it comes to grassroots sport, there's always issues about insecurity. And I know right now that the constituency where you are right now is one of the safest in the country, in Lagos. And we know Lagos is safe enough, but we know we have what we call community rivals within each other, the young boys. What are you putting in place to ensure that there will not be fear for families, there will not be fear for people that are coming along with other guests to ensure a very safe environment during the events?
All right, thank you very much. First and foremost, we have to work with the security agencies to provide adequate security, that which we have put together. We have the Area J Command within our local government. We have 2 divisional police stations, Elemoro Police Station and Akodo Police Station. We have the Neighborhood Safety Corps. We have the Civil Defense. So we are mobilizing all of this to every venue of the matches so that they can maintain law and order. We do not anticipate any form of criminality in any of the venues. Like I said, when we organized the beach carnival, we had over 3,000 people at the beach, and it was an all-night event, and we didn't record any form of misbehavior by anybody because we had security people on ground. In addition to that, we have assembled a technical committee of seasoned coaches and referees to ensure that there is no form of, how will I put it?
There should be fairness.
Exactly, yeah. So there will be fairness. So, and in any soccer event, when the players and other stakeholders are convinced about the officiating, of course, you don't see any form of controversies. Thank you.
Yes, lastly, before I let you go, it's going to start soonest, and let's see what the future in terms of sport is like. Maybe the next sporting brands will actually have to start investing in it. But tell us what the future of sport is in Ibeju-Lekki LCDA.
The future of sport is very bright because Ibeju-Lekki local government is developing at a very, very fast rate. Ibeju-Lekki is the next big thing to happen. It's being called the new Lagos, and the population is growing rapidly. So as more and more people come in, of course, we expect, a lot of, talent to also, come into the local government. So in all kinds of sports, whether it is soccer, table tennis, whatever, the local government must continue to invest in sport. And I believe through sport, our local government can become a major brand, in Nigeria.
I thought that was my last question, but something important. In few days, we are having the Female World Cup. Are we expecting a viewing center? Because I think it will be honorable if such happens. Are we expecting a viewing center? Because Nigeria will also be at the Women's World Cup. Are we expecting something like that in Ibeju-Lekki so that people can actually come and watch the World Cup in Ibeju-Lekki?
Yes, of course, we're going to put a viewing center in Ibeju-Lekki for people to enjoy the World Cup. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for being part of the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
having me.
Yeah, thanks, Honorable Engineer Abdullahi Olowa is the chairman of Ibeju-Lekki. Away from